Hi everyone, I just thought that as the weather's pretty good, unseasonably good by the way for September, that we might just try and give a little bit of an insight into the final story, which is the light at the end of the world. As you can see, one of the pictures here does probably feature the light at the end of the world, and another picture features an important kind of landmark on the island, which is this pinnacle. The pinnacle is where the gangrel birds nest, and it's where they carry out their resurrection services. Obviously people who've read the first two stories will be aware of what that's about. But firstly, let me just explain to you a little bit about where my feeling was in the titling, The Light at the End of the World. Well, obviously with climate change coming to everyone's the front of everyone's mind, I mean, it almost appears as if you're almost like at the end of the world, Neil. You know what I mean? This is an extremely poignant time for everyone, and one does like to feel that there is actually a light somewhere that one can grasp hold of, either within ourselves or something is going to give us advice, leadership. People are finally going to come together and actually start tackling climate change. Of course, the story isn't about that. It's about basically the love affair between Adam Faulkner and Evelyn Morningstar. And at the end of the second book, we find that they are in a situation where her particular problems have been solved, and they can both look forward to possibly leaving the island. But of course, just like in anything, there's a situation where what are they supposed to do with what they found on the island? Can they just leave it? You also then start to get in the story, other things start to become self-evident. Back in the Elizabethan era, which we do go back to, you find that Adam has actually met a lady called Evelyn Estrella back in that time, and she's almost like bewitched him. Now, whether she is a witch or she isn't a witch, she certainly got under his skin and convinced him that possibly she's going to be the lady of his life. What happens to her and the story she has, I think you have to read the story. I don't want to give it all away, but that's an important aspect of the story. We also start to find out then at this particular point that there isn't just a geographical situation going on with the island. The island itself has really had a purpose for a creator, and that creator has a opposite producer, in a way, if you can think of the theatre. And that opposite producer is the other, or as we may call him, the devil, or Lucifer. So the devil has been interested in the island as well, and we know that from the first stories, because there is the tree of life, as somebody has tried to put a tree of death next to it, and the creator has cut that down and left a sword in it. So we do find that there are other aspects of the story coming to fruition here, and the light at the end of the world is the coming together of all the different onion skin kind of layers that I've actually put into the story. Now, I'm still in the process of, this is the first script, really. This is the first thing that we're starting to edit now, so parts of it may change, but I have to say I'm reasonably happy. I'm very happy with the way it ends. I'm very happy with the coming together of everything. It does beg the question as to whether there could be a fourth one, but it doesn't actually there doesn't need to be a fourth story, I don't believe. I've been quite pleased with these artworks as well. I think they've been of a certain standard format. they were a standard format, because actually this was the only format I could actually get at the time of the lockdown. Everyone was starting to paint and you could only get this size of thing, so I decided to do it on the size of canvas. I do think it did help me with the story greatly, even more than in the second story, which we're just in the process of putting to, which we just basically got sending to print. So anyhow, I mean, that's it. I hope you enjoy the light at the end of the world, and I hope it brings a little bit of light relief to everyone, you know, when you see what's going on in this story. And you obviously, if you enjoy adventure, you enjoy historical fiction, you enjoy science fiction in a way, and fantasy, this is the kind of story that you will embrace. And yeah, it's been a great thing getting it off, you know, and actually doing it and seeing how it grew as a creative piece of work. So yeah,